What? Guys, Piper Raquel's getting ready to expose everybody who spoke out against her and her mother in that new Netflix documentary, and there's a date set. Guys, make sure you give me a follow for all the latest updates on this story and the latest pop culture news. Guys, it's not looking good. It's being reported that Piper Raquel has dirt on all of the people who spoke out against her and her mother in the documentary. It's being reported that when she turns 18, and in fact within that month, she's going to release something which will respond to this documentary. And something could simply just be a string of TikToks or even somewhat of a big YouTube video just revealing everything on her side of the story. Now, Piper actually turns 18 in August, so it's looking like that's when it's gonna happen. Check out this video which pretty much confirms that Piper is getting ready to drop something lethal. Apparently, Piper actually knew this documentary was being made months ago, so she has been gearing herself up and gathering receipts. Obviously, we don't know what those receipts are, but let me know what you think in the comments.
Was asked to be in the documentary, so was her mom, so was Hunter. Everyone was asked to say a statement.
So they knew, because like to me it seemed like once the trailer came out,
she didn't know what
she was acting like she didn't even know there was going to be a documentary.
Yeah, so everyone was asked to be in it that I'm aware of. I was told everyone was asked to be in it. The whole thing with Piper's in a contract and she will speak out. She's not going to speak out against her mom when she's 18, and I think a lot of people don't grasp that. She is very manipulated by her mom, and it's sad. Like, why didn't you wait? I see everyone's point of view, but like the way I look at it, and I get so frustrated because it's not against Piper, it's really to help her, because if more people see this, hopefully the cops will go and like investigate her mom. And for people being like, why didn't you go to the police first? Why didn't you do this first? We did. It's a lot harder than it is to get somebody taken down like that.
The issue with this child, Piper Raquel, being in the Bop House is that this was her mom's way of soft launching her into the industry as they build up to her 18th birthday, and that is disgusting. This was clearly a planned collaboration that had to be scheduled and cleared with both of their teams. We know that Tiffany, Piper's mom, runs her team, and there's absolutely no coincidence that Piper's mom scheduled this collaboration with Sophie Rain, because Sophie Rain is known for making $50 million in her first year as an S-worker because of how young she looks. That's strategic. That's planned. This is them building up to this poor child's 18th birthday. She's already on a site called Brand Army, and as we learned in the documentary called Bad Influence on Netflix, Piper's already on this website, and her mother will encourage her to go Brand Army mode, which means to I don't know how else to say that.
She has been looking for other avenues, and when I say she, Tiffany, has been looking for other avenues to monetize her child. I'm also aware that Piper is on another website called Brand Army, and Brand Army is often compared to OnlyFans.
On Brand Army, you can be as young as 13 to actually create content on there, but in order for people to subscribe to that content, they have to be at least 18.
Meaning, Brand Army is a website that is allowing adults to subscribe to exclusive content of minors. I don't know how a website justifies this. I don't know how it is legal.
This is a girl who has been trapped in this her whole entire life. She does not know any different. She does not know how wrong this is.
I know a lot of the times they would be doing like a regular photo shoot, and then they would have a specific outfit from a brand they need to do for their Brand Army page. And one time she told her, come on Piper, you need to get Brand Army mode on, and then Piper kind of like bent over and put her butt out and like started touching her body in a very like disturbing way.
Her mother kept her from getting any kind of education. As far as we know, the documentary makes it sound like she most likely can't read, write, or do math, but she's very well versed in how to entertain adults on YouTube as a child.
They continue to act provocatively because they know that the provocative actions will draw in more likes, more comments, and more monetization.
And now her mother, even after being exposed, sued, and looked into by the FBI, is still going in this direction and orchestrating these kind of collaborations as they tease that she's about to turn 18. And they are up to the same old tricks on her account as they were when she was 11 years old. And by that, I mean, if you go to Piper's page now after watching the documentary, you can see that her mom is up to her same old games. Piper is is flaunting this new social media boyfriend all over the place. They are constantly streaming, they are constantly posting and pushing out as much content as they can because they are trying to flood the algorithm with this content instead of people talking about this documentary. So when people are putting their headline or in their captions, Piper Raquel, when they're hashtagging it, they are trying to beat that out by flaunting this relationship that we can assume from what we've seen in the past was probably an audition. He probably won the audition, and then they planned out this content to post to try to flood the algorithm so that it's less seen.
Crush content is when you put a boy and a girl together. They either like each other or they pretend to like each other. And for some reason, it resonates so well. Tiffany saw that these little kids can draw views and money. So Tiffany pulled Gavin in to be Piper's ship. And that was Gavin.
Piper and Gavin, they had broken up, and all of a sudden she needed a new crush. And so Tiffany did a casting, and all these boys submitted photos. Her having a boyfriend was really important for the views on YouTube.
And you kind of see it too, like if somebody leaves the squad, they just hire the next person who somewhat looks like them and can play that part.
That is how sick this woman is. She doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. She doesn't want to change her ways. She doesn't want to make a statement. She just wants to push her daughter out more to cover up what she's doing so that she can continue, so that she can really bank off of her once she actually turns 18. It's deplorable. I think that if this was a man, he would already be in jail after everything that I heard in the documentary and I've seen in that lawsuit. Some of the children that she affected were as young as 9 years old.
And then she grabbed me and pulled me on her bed. And she was holding me down, and she started to take her hand and like move it on my face, my chest, like everywhere. She started to like move her hand around, and I took her arms off me and I broke free and I unlocked the door and I ran out of there, and I went to the RV. I just stayed there for the rest of the day until the next day. I didn't really go out the next day.
And I guess that we can just hope that since the FBI has interviewed all these children and they have seen the video of her kissing a 17-year-old, that maybe they are keeping a close eye on her and waiting for that smoking gun, which may come after she turns 18. I'm sure they are very much looking into her behavior and what her next moves are, and all we can do is do the same, stay on top of it, stay vigilant, and continue to spread awareness about what is going on, because it's not just Piper that this is happening to.
She's very manipulated by her mom, and it's sad. Like, I've realized it a while ago, and like I've had, 5 years to process that she's not gonna speak out against her mom, and that's a hard thing to process, especially when you went through something with that person.
Yeah.
And I think the whole thing that she's in contract and can't speak out, she can speak out. There's nothing in place saying that she can't talk till she's 18. Nothing at all. So that whole thing being like, oh, why didn't you wait? I see everyone's point of view. But like the way I look at it, and I get so frustrated because it's not against Piper, it's really to help her, because if more people see this, hopefully the cops will go and like investigate her mom. And for people being like, why didn't you go to the police first? Why didn't you do this first? We did. It's a lot harder than it is to get somebody taken down like that. And I think it's kind of hard to explain like all that online, and obviously you don't want to.
Wait, so when did you like originally go to the police? Like, and what did you like say?
We went to the FBI and the police station. Claire had went to the police station in 2020. And we had like, right when everything started, like we tried getting the cops involved, but it's kind of hard when you don't have,
physical evidence.
Right. Because like, who's going to have evidence of that? Like we have text receipts and stuff like that, but like a claim like that is much bigger than that. So like they were just kind of like blew us off, in my opinion. But they were like, we'll investigate. Like they had already been doing their own investigation work, I guess. Anyways, so that whole thing being like, why didn't you wait? And why didn't you just go to the police? Why did you bring it online? Like obviously you want fame and views. I have already, not to be cocky, but been successful after Piper. I have been. I've kept myself afloat.
Now it's all about looking beautiful and pretty, and I understand I've fallen into that. You will go on my TikTok and see some thirst traps, but that's what people do now. I do nothing to deserve what I've gotten. Anyone else could have gotten what I have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like every other person, and I'm not trying to say that I'm like this huge celebrity that can't go anywhere anymore. I'm not at all. I'm not a celebrity. I don't even think I'm famous. When people say that I'm famous, I literally cringe. I don't think anybody is perfect. I'm working on myself every single day, and today, for instance, I'm not perfect. All people are ever going to see me as is like an influencer. Like, I honestly, this is gonna sound terrible, but I would love to try to get like a real job. Like, I know that I don't want people to think that that's like ungrateful of me or anything like that, but I want to know what it's like to go to work every single day and have responsibilities. Like, I do have a lot of responsibilities, but it just doesn't feel like a responsibility, because my job is so easy. It's not even a job. I'm just having fun. You know what I mean? I want to have a purpose in this world, and you know, I've been used by so many people before in the same way. It's just, we're so repetitive, and it's just, I don't want to do it anymore.
Piper Raquel shared a new TikTok video. It says, "Can't wait to tell my own story and not have other people tell it for me." It's really not surprising that Piper won't speak out publicly against her mom right now. First of all, she's still underage. She's literally still a minor, which means she's still under her mom's roof, follows her rules, and probably doesn't have full control over her own life yet. And let's be real, no matter what's going on behind the scenes, that's still her mom. She may have complicated feelings, but she probably does love her. Plus, speaking out publicly, that could make everything at home way more stressful or even dangerous emotionally. It's not as simple as just say something. So if you're wondering why she's quiet, it's not silence, it's survival. When Piper is able and ready, she will share her story with us. And in the meantime, we can continue to support her and show her love and let her know that we don't blame her. She is the victim in all of this. It's not her fault.